Okay, Fantasy Island. So here we go. So she didn't get the job she wanted. This is basically Christine Collins. She's a newscaster in Phoenix, and like she was going crazy. And you might recognize her because she's Melly from Scandal. You know, she became the president. Okay, at the end, like go girl. But yeah. She was talking about, oh, you know, you're gonna bring donuts in here. We don't bring donuts or sweets or anything. Only drink protein powder and this and that. That's why you don't diet, okay? Because you feel like you have to give up these foods that you love. But I think in her case, it's more to it, okay? And then on the island, we meet Elena Rosalind Sanchez. You might know her from Devious Maids. And there's a movie she was in a long time ago. Chasing Poppy, that's it. That's the movie. It's on her island. She owns the island, whatever. And she loves making everybody's fantasy come true. We meet this couple, Ruby and Mel, okay? And Christine is there too. Christine goes on vacation in her fantasy to eat whatever she wants and still go back looking the same. And Ruby is sick and her husband wants to give her like an amazing weekend. So there is that. And basically, you know, Ruby and Mel go traveling around in the island, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna go get in. And he's like, wait for me too. And then she became her younger self and he became his younger self. So there is that. So Christine, she goes to this buffet, right? And there is all this food around, like things she loves, like sushi, this, that, and the third. But then a flutter, nutter, whatever sandwich comes her way, and she's like, why is this here? I don't want this. And Elena was like, your mom used to make this for you all the time. And she was like, but I don't want this, okay? I think anything related to like her family life, she don't want, okay? And then this wedding cake came towards her, and I think she had a memory of a flashback, and she's like, I don't want this either. And then she tried to push it away, but she's got sucked into the cake. Back to 1984, okay, this is where we're going. She gets sucked into a memory, and her new stepfather says, you don't need to eat all that cake. You're gonna look like a heifer. My bad. A heifer. Like, really, dude? What's wrong with you? And then in the next memory, he said, like, oh, how are you gonna be a newscaster woman when you got crooked horse teeth? I could have came through the screen and slapped him. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And basically, this whole trip, I feel like she's not trying to confront her problems, and she need to get to it. Ruby, I think Ruby might have some lesbian tendencies, because she was looking at that girl like a piece of cake, like a really good piece of cake. That's how she was looking at her. And then Christine sees her stepfather. Why? And then Ruby and Mel are I'm walking around, and then Mel's like, what's wrong with Mel? And Ruby is walking away with the girl. Oh yeah, Mel was like looking at this flower, fruit, whatever. He's like, oh, it smells so good. I just can't handle it. I just can't get enough. And her stepfather came back in again. Why do you keep coming back? Ain't nobody want to see you. Nobody want to see you. Like, he was making fun of her. Like, that's wrong. And then Ruby and Mel have a talk, you know, and he's like, are you good? You having your best life? And Ruby and Elena basically talk, and she says, like, oh, there may be a way for you to stay in the, no, Ruby is talking to Mel, and Ruby says to Mel that she was already ready to say her goodbyes, and Christine finally confronted her problem head on, which is what you need to do to stop stuffing your face. Like, confront your problem. And then Elena invites Ruby to stay on Fantasy Island, and she doesn't want to leave her husband. She doesn't want to stay, but her husband says that it's a one-person offer and that she should stay. Because, you know, she's been sick so long and all this stuff. And yeah, turns out Christine's stepfather died in 2012. So, like, I'm wondering, how was she seeing him all that time? And, you know, Ruby and Mel say goodbye. It was kind of a little bit sad. Because I was like, oh, they're cute. But, yeah, the acting. Not on Rosalind Chance's part. Not on Bellamy Young's part. But on Kiara Barnes' part. Girl, what was you doing? Your accent was going in and out, and I didn't feel no passion from you. None. Just like on Boldly Beautiful. It's like, girl, what are you doing? But yeah, everybody hit that like button. I'm gonna try to review this again next week because I see promise in the show. The show pretty good. Also might review Catfish next week too. I don't want to make it a constant every week thing, but I'll review it here and there. But I will see y'all next time. Bye.